Well, Linda and I are in the Steens Mountain area of southeast Oregon. It is beautiful down here. But today I want to talk about a problem with full-time van life, full-time RV life, living on the road. There's an elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, and I'm here to discuss it. Well, Linda and I started traveling right after we got married. Back in the 70s, we were hippies, weren't we, Linda?
Well, you were.
Volkswagen bus, though.
Yeah, that's true.
We had a lot of fun. And if the van life, the full-time van life on the road allures you, you should go for it. Serious about that. We were early 20s at the time, though, and we had a lot of fun. A lot of people now, when they retire, they buy an RV and they hit the road full-time. That's good too. But what I want to talk about is the people that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s that hit the road full-time. And there's a big problem with that. The problem is when you get to be my age, our age. Although she's the baby, she's a little younger than me. When you hit my age and you don't have a nest egg in the bank, you're in trouble. You know, if you're living in an apartment, let's say you don't even own a home, you're just living in an apartment full-time and you're working a job, you know, you can probably put some money in the bank. You might be working on a retirement or a pension. In either case, maybe when you get to be our age, you'll have some money in the bank.
You're okay. You're
okay. If you're living full-time on the road and just living hand to mouth like so many do, when you get to be my age, you're going to have nothing, and you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to be depending on the government to support you, and if you're living like that, you're not going to have a full Social Security either. I know a fella that's lived all his life without working, and now he has to take care of his elderly mother, and I just found out that he has no Social Security, and he can't get Medicare, and he can't get Medicaid because they own the house outright. He has zero income, he's my age, and he has zero medical. Really a problem. Now, when I was in my 40s, 50s, I tried the stock market. Big mistake. Unless you're financially astute, which I'm not, unless you're one of those people that gets up every morning and gets online to see the news around the world and see what's going on financially and know where to move your money, stock market's going to bite you. But there is one thing that I think that everybody is safe with. Now, I know a family that lives full-time on the road. And what they do, I think that the husband, I think he works online. So I think he has an income while he's on the road. But what I've seen them do is buy old houses and fix them up and rent them. So they have rental houses. You know, if you get a rental house, you buy an old place, maybe in a, moderate neighborhood, not a real fancy neighborhood, just a medium income neighborhood, so to speak. And you go in, you paint it, you put some new carpet on the floor, make sure the appliances are okay, turn it over to a rental agency and hit the road again. You'd be okay. The rent is going to pay for the mortgage. There should be some money left over for maintenance. You got to put money aside for maintenance on that house, and there should be money left over to put in your pocket. In the meantime, that house is going up in value, and 10 years from now you can sell it and make money on it. We didn't do that, but when our kids were small, what we did was we built a house, and when we sold it, we had the income from that particular house. 15 years ago, Linda and I bought a house, and we lived in it for about 12 or 13 years. And while we were in it, we made some improvements. Did a little remodeling inside, nothing fancy. And it had an unfinished basement. So while we were living in it, we finished the basement, put a bathroom in down there. But the thing is, when we sold that house, we doubled our money on it. So these are things that you can do to build up a nest egg. But it's something that so many people that are on the road full time and they've chosen that as a lifestyle, they're not going to have, and that worries me. Am I against living on the road? No, I would do it in a heartbeat. But the thing is, you've got to have something when you get older, and you better think about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yep.
You know, I learned kind of late in life that you should always pay yourself 10%. I learned that when I was in my early 40s. And it's something that if you start practicing when you're young, you can be really well off by the time you're old. And what all it means is whenever you get your paycheck, just take 10% out before you even go home. Take 10% out and stick it in a bank account. And I tell people this now, and they look at me like, I can't afford to do that. It's because young folks, they have their whole paycheck spent before they even get it. But you can't afford to do that. It's only 10% and you're giving it to yourself. You should do that. The rule of 10%. Pay yourself first, then pay everybody else. You know, back in my early 20s, I was a bartender. One of the restaurants I worked at was a really popular place. A lot of dancing and live music and people having fun. And one Friday night, I was back behind the bar, and I guess you could say I had an out-of-body experience or something, because all of a sudden everything went quiet and everything stood still, and these words popped in my head. It was, "A space and time which isn't mine, yet belongs to those around me." And looking out, I can see these things which still astound me. Laughter today, a tear tomorrow, love bringing joy, love bringing sorrow, time forgotten on an endless ride. Remember it again when it's all gone by, but no one seems to notice. Well, it's not an endless ride, and time does slip by. So my point of this video here is to make sure you don't get caught flat-footed at the end. In other words, you want to make sure that you're not broke when you get to be my age. So enjoy whatever life you've chosen. If you choose to live full-time on the road, I say all the more power to you. What an interesting lifestyle. But make sure that in the end, you've got something to back you up. Hello, beautiful. Come here often?
All the time.
Wait up, Buttercup.